If you're in the struggle and the grind right now, keep going. Keep going. This is the part of the journey. This is the part where you get to shed all of the old layers, all of the bad habits, all of the old identities, all of the old friends, so that you can become new. Except the hard thing is that the new doesn't happen straight away. It doesn't happen in a week or a month. It happens in the little wars that you have with yourself every single day. Do I go out? Do I stay home? Do I engage? Do I stay small? Do I take a risk? Do I stay safe? And it is the culmination of building on these habits day after day after day that take you to that new place. It is not simply looking in the mirror and saying, I am a new person now, because you would be lying to yourself if you did. You have to have the proof, the evidence. I used to be fat and lazy. Then I went to the gym for 12 months and lost weight. You have evidence. You believe the story that you tell yourself at this point, so you can be confident in who you are. Because if you're really fat and overweight and you go to the gym for a day, you don't say, I'm a gym goer now. No, you went to the gym once. If you're starting a business and you have one customer, you don't necessarily associate yourself with, I'm a business owner now. Because that identity is lagging. It's not there yet. So when you are in that grind and that struggle, the point is to stay focused on the future you, on who you are becoming in the process. And that is a hard thing to grapple with, because we want it now. We want that instant gratification. We want it to be here already. And I think the biggest part of it is letting go. Is letting go and just knowing that whatever happens from the work will happen. And if it amounts to that dream that you have, that goal, that aspiration, then good, if that's what it amounts to. But you'll never know with the amount of work that you're putting in if it's going to amount to that. You just don't know. All you can do is look at the workload of other people around you that have gotten them to where they are in their life. And you can say, I will outwork them. I see the work they put in to get to X. I will do more work to get to Y. And the hardest part is believing that it's going to happen, because honestly, most days I don't even fucking believe it. I say, this is my goal, I want to get here. And yet, it seems impossible. And I hate those words coming out of my mouth, because it's a spell. If I say it's impossible, I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen if I say those words, but we can reprogram ourselves to think and speak and act in the opposite way. We can say, it is possible, I just haven't done it yet. It is on its way, it is coming. Through my work, I will achieve an outcome. And it is only through the sheer volume of work that you'll find out if you will achieve the outcome that you desire or if you fall short. But what better pursuit is there than that? To keep pursuing, to keep going, to keep pushing forward. I often think of myself as a failure in life. I feel I haven't amounted to much, I'm not doing anything, I'm unproductive. And then I find myself sitting in a room with someone, 20 years my senior, who is in the same position that I am in, talking out of his fucking ass like he's the greatest thing in the fucking world. And we're in the same sphere, we're on the same, I don't know, competency level, earnings level, like status and place in business. And for someone that's 20 years along in the same place, it's kind of like, are you sure? You might be a bit delusional there, but I appreciate his delusion because I don't have it. And I'm where he is, and I think I'm fucking useless a lot of the time. And I see someone like that and go, maybe I'm not doing that badly, but I know that for me, for what I want, for where I'm going, where I am right now, I'm 20 years ahead of someone else. That's a pretty fucking cool thing to say out aloud. A lot of times I will focus on the things that I am not doing, because I feel like there is a psychosis to excellence, where sometimes all you can do is focus on the tiny errors that you didn't get right, because that is the level of professionalism that I want for myself. And it's not perfectionism, it's saying I can do better, I can do better, I can do better. And there are all these avenues in my life that I've proven that I have discipline, that I can learn a skill, that I can grow, that I can generate wealth. And yet I feel like I'm an infant trying to walk with where I am, right? I don't know, can you guys relate to this? Is this... Who knows, I'm just rambling at this point. Hi, by the way. I'm James. I love philosophy, I love hospitality, I love politics, I love my dog, I love my life. I run a coffee business, I run a barista training business. I generate my own income. In this position in my life, I supplement it for working for someone else as well. There's a big part of me that's saying it's really good having this income from another job. It's the first time I've been there for about 3 months, and it's the first pay slip I've had in 5 years. For 5 years I've been self-employed. It's bizarre getting a pay slip, honestly. It's really bizarre. And it's a good environment, it's a good job, I really like it. But there's a big part of me that's saying you're not risking enough. You are playing small. The money is good, but it's not great. By focusing so much of your attention to be a cog in someone else's business, it feels like your time is being undervalued. It's definitely not wasted, because I've become a better trainer as well. It's helped me with public speaking. It's helping me teach a new generation of students about hospitality, about making coffee, and all that sort of thing as well. So even though it's a pay slip, I think part of me rationalizes, says, well, I'm almost like a contractor. But that contractor role is limited. It is limited in what I can do with it. Now, for those of you playing at home, I've recently had, I'm not going to call it an identity crisis, but an identity shedding. For those of you playing at home, about 10 weeks ago, I sold one of my businesses, and that business had consumed my mind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the past 12 months. And I love the people involved with it. I like the event days themselves. It was a farmer's market, by the way. The turnover was excellent for trading 1 day a week, but it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I wanted. It was good. The money was good. The environment was good. It seemed good on paper, but the struggle to work in it was the hard part, because it wasn't my dream. I bought the business as it was established already. It wasn't my dream. So when it comes time to put in those 40, 50, 60, 70 hour weeks to make something happen, the passion wasn't there. And sometimes you just have to push through. But when you're doing that for 12 months in a row, and you can feel yourself becoming a miserable person, you say something has to change, right? And then 10 weeks ago, about, 3 weeks after I sold that business, I ended a long-term relationship too. it had been a 12-month relationship, and it's not so much the relationship that I grieved, but it's the grieving of the future that you had anticipated and began planning with someone. All of those things where you say, well, my life can look like this with this person. And all of a sudden, both of those things disappeared, gone. And after they disappeared, my body got sick. I became unwell. I got a cold or a flu or whatever the fuck it was. And I couldn't go to the gym, and I was missing my martial arts practice. And it was like, what have I done? What is this? I've just stripped myself of two really core identifying facets of my life, because I would be a business owner of this market. I would be, a partner to this person. And then when you take away that release of exercise and that connection to a community, all of a sudden you are just stripped fucking bare. And then it becomes exciting. 10 weeks later. Because you get to choose who you want to be. You get to set the path. You can say, I want to be a millionaire. And you can set the path. And I'm working on the mindset issue at the moment. And I don't know, there's blocks there. There's something there that I need to work through. And I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what the step-by-step process is. I can speak positively to myself. I can, envision the person that I want to become. But it's like those steps are out here and I'm still back here. I haven't become the person that is capable of achieving that life and that lifestyle and that success yet. So it's fucking terrifying at the same time, because I said, all right, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit in a room with a camera and talk to it and then hope that it all works out? No, I'm not going to hope. This is where I know that discipline and consistency come into play. And that action towards a goal repeated over time ensures progress towards the goal. Doesn't ensure that you'll reach it, no matter how big the action is. But the steps are happening, and that's really fucking cool. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've recently burnt my life to the fucking ground. I've stripped away all of these things that are no longer serving me. There are elements of I've also acknowledged that I'm about to lose a lot of friends as well. And it's not that anything really bad has happened. But to say, I wonder what's going to happen if I stop reaching out to that person and going to them and asking to see them. What happens if I stop that? And the answer is I probably won't ever see them again. And now it's at the point where I'm like, well, fuck it. New friends, hello. I ended a relationship because I was tired of trying to fix a relationship that I didn't burn down. And I think a lot of times people end relationships because they get tired of trying to make it better, or be the only one in the relationship to make it better. And that gets pretty old. And then you stop giving a fuck. And you say, fine, you can do whatever you want. Doesn't bother me. And as soon as that happens, you know that it's over. And that's the hard part, because you might still be in that relationship for another 1, 2, 3 months or something afterwards. For me, it feels like I have to substantiate what has happened with further evidence before I actually leave or end it or finish it. And then the grieving happens, and there's that really, really shit time afterwards where you're miserable. And your body's so thrown out from not being in the routine that it was in. It's not going to this job anymore. It's not going to this house anymore. It's not having this routine anymore. And it almost goes into, for me, it goes into some sort of shock, because it's like, what the fuck are we doing? And it doesn't know what to do with all that time that you were spending with someone else. And I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you the real honest truth of what happened. If you want to know, if you're someone else that's in the struggle right now, I didn't love myself, and so I picked someone that mirrored that wouldn't possibly love me entirely. And it took me 12 months of being with that person before I finally realized, shit, they don't love me. And that's fine. Like, no one has to love you, because you should love yourself. You should love yourself. And I didn't do that for myself, and that's why I ended up in that shit situation. I'm so glad for the lesson. I'm so glad for the relationship, the experiences, all of it. Made me a better person overall. But it's like you do these big life-changing alterations, like you sell a business, or you end a relationship, or you move to a city, or you start a new job, or whatever it is for you. You do these big life-altering steps, and then you want the new identity immediately afterwards. But it doesn't happen until the grieving is finished, until you've taken considerable action steps to becoming the person that you want to be. And you can't do that overnight. You can't go to the gym once and lose 20 kilos. You can't go to martial arts and learn how to choke someone out. Well, you can learn how to choke someone out pretty quickly. Look up Hapkido, by the way. Fucking awesome. I'm still rambling. I guess not even to wrap this up, to just keep continuing. To keep continuing. What I want out of my life is love, which I need to give myself first so that I can receive it fully from other people. What I want is friends that understand me, or that can connect with me in a specific way. And when friends walk out of your life, or they fall away from you, maybe they're not supposed to be in your life anymore. When you don't get that job wasn't meant for you. When you lose a business or sell a business, maybe it wasn't meant for you. Maybe you gave up too soon, and that's the hardest fucking question that you will have to answer. Maybe you gave up too soon. I can sleep easy at night knowing in both of those situations I did not give up too soon. I hope that's the same for you. If I want these relationships, or if you want these relationships and that life that you know that you're capable of, then it's going to take massive action change. And the hardest part is you almost need some sort of thread or through line as well to keep the stability there, to know that you have changed. And for me, that thread is martial arts. Because every 6 to 12 months or something, you go for a grading and you level up, right? And you look back at where you were 6 or 9 or 12 months ago. You say, holy shit, when I did that, I just started the business, or I just started that relationship, and look at where I am now. And it gives you this timeline to know that you are progressing, you are staying disciplined, you are learning a skill set at the same time. And as much as life changes around you, there is this static, there is this through line and thread that you can gauge how your life is progressing. And I fucking love that. That's enough for today's rant. I'm James. I love coffee, I love hospitality, I love making content, I love taking photos, I love my life, I love my dog, I love the food in my fridge, I love the car that I drive, I love all of it. I think to get the really big things in life, you have to be grateful for where you are, and to any single person, for the 1 or 2 people that have seen this video, I'm really grateful for you guys as well. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.